Hey, Kulamachi Hutch, Yankee here, aka 22. Promised you guys a story, and the story season's about over, so I wanted to go ahead and get that story out to you guys. The story I promised to tell you was how moccasins were made. Now, it's a moral story that they taught to their children, and I think you'll realize by the end of the story the reason why they would have seen this important to teach to their kids. So I'll do my best to honor my ancestors as I tell the story in the way it was told to me. Well, I won't tell it exactly the way it was told to me, but I will translate it the best I can, is the way it was told to me. How it was originally told would be Lomoe apu wiset sikawe wiku Lenape Haken. But that's not how I'm going to tell it to you today. Okay. Long ago, there was a beautiful young woman. She lived in the land of the Lenape Haken. Now, this beautiful young woman, she was known far and wide. They knew her up and down the river. Everybody spoke of her beauty. But there was this one young Indian man. He was kind of head over heels in love with the girl. He really was bitten by the love bug, we could say. And you know, he was a hunter, but every time he went out on a hunt, he would try to work himself around to wherever she would be foraging, you know, so that he could kind of get a chance to talk to her and say hi and maybe flirt a little. One day he even went out and found a spot where he knew she would be coming by, and he set himself up on a stump, and he began to play his flute. And she heard the music, you know, and started going through the woods to see where it was coming from, and she liked the tune he was playing, and truth be told, she thought he was a handsome guy, but you know, she wasn't going to really let that on, you know. But it didn't take long until they were, you know, they were talking every day, and she had said to him, maybe as a test of love or just to see what he would do for her, but she said to him one day that I get up every morning and I go out to the wigwam to grind the corn, and my feet get dirty. You know, is there any way at all you can help me to keep my feet clean so that I can go out in the morning without this happening? And like I said, the boy, he was a hunter, so right away off on a hunt. He figured that he could solve her problem by hunting up a deer, which he did. He hunted the deer, and he skinned the deer and tanned hide, and took the hide and he laid it out in front of her wigwam, so in the mornings when she come out, she'd be able to walk upon the hide up to her corn and grind her corn, and her feet wouldn't get dirty. And she was impressed. She was happy, and but she still, even though she was pleased with what he did, she still said to him, you know, every day I go down to the river and I get my water, and my feet get dirty. Is there any way you can help me again? Now, you know, the boy was truly in love with the girl. He would do anything for her. So he set off. He set off on a hunt. And truth be told, if no one stopped him, that boy would have hunted every deer in Lenape Haken. He would have laid skin across the entire floor of the forest, if that's what suited that girl. But luckily, he was caught by the elders. They caught wind of what was going on, and they quickly put a stop to it. They sent an elder out and approached the boy and explained to him, hey, you know, what in the world do you think you're doing, hunting and killing all these deer? And the boy did explain that how badly he loved the girl and how he wanted to please her in any way, and the elders actually felt for his situation. But they said, you you can't kill all the deer. You know, we used the furs for clothing. We used the meat to get through the winters. So what they asked him to do was to wait, just not to go on the hunt, to allow the elders to go back and to discuss it and to think about what needs to be done. And that's what the elders did. They went back to the longhouse and they stoked up a big fire and they sat and they smoked a pipe and discussed the situation and thought upon it for a while. Now, the next morning, once they had come to a decision of what should be done, they sent an elder out to get a hold of the young man and told him that he was to go out on a hunt, but to only hunt one deer and to bring the fur back. And the boy did. The boy went out, he hunted a deer, he skinned a deer, he brought the fur back, and the elders and the young man all took the fur in and they worked on it together. They tanned that hide and worked it so soft. It was probably the softest hide that ever been tanned. But, you know, when you let a bunch of elders work on something, it's going to be done right. And when the elders got done with the hide, they cut it and they laid it out, and they took a piece and they fashioned it in the shape of 1 foot, and they took another piece and they fastened it in the shape of another foot, and with some stitching and some cuts. Before long, they had the first pair of moccasins. Now, the elders told the boy to take these to your girl and to put them upon her feet, and he did. And he did, and it pleased her. I mean, straight up, you know, the boy had fulfilled her dream. She was now able to walk anywhere and not get her feet dirty. Eventually, she married the guy. They wound up with a bunch of little Indian kids running around. But the moral, or the moral aspect of the story, I think you can see that it rings true. And that the boy, he couldn't hunt up all the food and all the furs in a wasteful way just for his own love. And that's the moral that I think we can all take home with us. Even in today, we got to watch and not allow our own love lust to take control of the natural course of things, to ruin the things around us, let our own desires drive our own mother nature or our own needs into the earth. So there's a lot we can learn from that. But guys, I wanted to give you that story. The season is over. I went on an awesome hike today. On a day hike. I went with the girls. They wanted to go on a hike. There's a state refuge area over here that it's about, I think it's about 6 miles total, and we went down in there for did the hike, the loop around, and just an awesome day. And I got a whole bunch of video from that, and I'm going to share that with you. So, but I'm glad you guys are watching. Hey, if you feel like subscribing, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers so I can go live, take you guys with me out in the woods, and look forward to my once-a-week video. Like I said, I got a lot of good shots today, and I'm gonna share them with you. I got some activities planned with the family before my trip starts, and I'll make some videos of them. Tomorrow we're going to one of the local historical sites, and I'll make some video out there and stuff too. But I really appreciate you guys watching. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. So if you have any comments or any suggestions, please leave them in the box below. I appreciate you being here. Winishi.